Radyo Katipunan. News, insights, inspiration. Radyo Katipunan. Down from the hill and down to the world. Radyo Katipunan. The voice of the Blue Eagle.
Radyo, 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 Katipunan, radyo, Katipunan, radyo, Katipunan, radyo, 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 Katipunan, radyo, Katipunan. The voice of the Eagle, kami di mapipigil sa pagbabalitang tumpak at tama. Buhay atin sa labas ng eskwela, ating ibibida lahat ng eskwela. Radyo, radyo, Katipunan, radyo, Katipunan, radyo, Katipunan, Katipunan. Kawal ni Ignacio, Katipunero sugo, todo sa kayod, tunong at tulong. Lipad na Blue Eagle, galing hiding at tigil.
Meron? Ano nga ba ang meron? Paano nga bang mabuhay ng tapat sa meron? Don't you wish you can relive your philo classes? The terror teachers? The terrible oral exams? Or the even terrifying but liberating and life-changing aha moments? Lundagin mo, Beybeh! Here's your chance! Lundagin mo, Beybeh! Kasama ang mga pilosopong sina Jovi Miroy at Ron Capinding. Lundagin mo, Beybeh! Leaping upward, leaping forward. Lundagin mo, Beybeh! Leaping to greater heights, to greater wisdom, to greater magis. Lundag na, Ateneo!
Simula sa Jovi
Oo nga, na-traffic siguro tayo.
Hello, good afternoon sa inyo sa mga nakikinig sa atin. Welcome to another episode of Lundagin Mo, Beybeh dito sa Radyo Katipunan. Lunes na naman. And since we started at 5:13, let's...
Hindi mo sa ang iyong October medal.
Technically, nakasando kasi ako bago ako humarap dito. Kasi nga I'm from home. I'm nasa bahay ako ngayon. Yeah, meron ako October medal. Now that you mention it, parang gusto kong kunin pero iiwan ko itong aking frame so na. But I have an October medal. I received it last September 30. And magaligayang Oktubre po sa inyong lahat sa Ateneo. Ito ay sa lahat ng sangkatolikohan. Ito ay ang buwan ng Mahal na Birhen Reyna ng Banal na Rosario. Okay, so Sir Jovi, nasa Cavite ka ngayon, no?
Cavite pa din. Lunes eh. Lunes.
Ako ay nasa Antipolo ako ngayon. So, meron tayong pag-uusapan ngayon at hindi ko alam kung ano nauna, yung paksa, kaya tayo humarap ng tao, o yung tao, kaya natin hinanap yung paksa. But,
Tagal na naman nating kakaibigan ito.
Oo, talagang, nga, ba't ngayon lang natin ay mag-4 na taon na tayo? Tapos, 4 na taon na nga eh. Ngayon lang natin imbitahan itong bisita natin ngayon. So, siya ay kaibigan natin. Kapareho nating alumnus ng Tanghalang Ateneo.
At ng Ateneo. Natural.
Meron bang alumnus ng Tanghalang Ateneo? Anyway, yan po ng Ateneo at ng Tanghalang Ateneo. And
Siyang Executive Director ng Film Development Council of the Philippines.
Very interesting kasi kasama natin sa theater and now we are going to ask him about an area that is...
kasi siya ay director din. Director siya ng mga pelikula.
Yes. Nakakollaborate ko na siya sa isa o dalawang projects, no? Behind the scenes, no? nag-acting coach na ako sa isa sa mga actor niya, parang gano'n. Something. Anyway, without further ado, para siya na mismo ang makasalamuhan natin, makausap natin, marinig natin. Please welcome isa sa ating mga luminaries. Luminaries? Yan ang tawag namin sa mga series ng aming guests na illustrious alumni. So, nandito walang iba kundi ang aming kaibigan at ang FDCP, Film Development Council of the Philippines Director?
Executive Director.
Executive Director? Walang iba ko si Mr. Dave Fabros. Imik ka, sir, para lumipat sa yung gallery, ay yung camera.
Hello, magandang hapon po. Paggabi na pala. Magandang hapon po sa inyong lahat.
So thank you. Maraming salamat, Dave, sa pagpapaulak sa amin dito sa programa namin.
Napaka-intimidating ng backdrop ni Dave. May bandila ng Pilipinas.
May bandila pa, no? Ang aming gusto nating kumustahin ngayon ang industriya ng pelikula dito sa ating programa. Ako, bihira natin maging paksayan, Sir Joby, no? So ito yung ating paksa ngayon, kumusta na ang industriya ng pelikula sa ating episode na pinamagatang, noong yung paksa bago yung pamagat namin ngayon ay walang sinema ang nabubuhay para sa sarili lamang. Parang kanta ni Father Hontiveros yung walang sino man ang nabubuhay para sa sarili lamang. Pero dahil gusto natin kumustahin, yun nga, walang sinema ang nabubuhay. Yung second line is,
ngayon ko lang nakita yung connection.
Hindi mo nakita agad? Ano ka ba naman? Usually merong laro dyan. Ano ka naman, Sir Joey? Lalo na kung ako nagpamagat. Isip ko nga, pelikula. Ano ba paglalaroan ko rito? And of course, even the word cinema, baka paliwanag din sa atin yan ni Dave, hindi automatic cinema ang isang pelikula, di ba? Minsan may differentiation din si Father Nick Cruz dati ng this is cinema, this is movie. Anyway, itong buong usapin natin ay kumusta ang industriyang pelikula ay pag-uusapan natin.
Kailan ka ba huling nanood ng sine sa sinihan, Sir Ron? Ako, Easter Sunday. Pinanood ko yung Easter hindi pelikulang Pilipino. Nanonood ka ba ng pelikula ngayon? Nakapanood ka na ulit sa sinihan, Sir Ron?
Usually ang gusto ko ay pag sci-fi, gusto ko sa pelikula o kaya yung maraming effects. Pero kung hindi, dito na lang sa bahay, medyo malaki-laki naman yung TV rito at nakasaksak naman yung dumadagundong na speakers. But yun nga, parang in deference to the movie making industry, parang they were really meant to. And exacto yung Netflix presents, parang sinadya yata na pang TV yun. Pero yung iba na talagang pang motion picture na nasa sinihan. Yun ang
kaya kamustahin natin para maengganyo natin silang bumalik sa sinihan.
Sige. So nandito ngayon si Sir Dave. Ang una naming tanong, broad strokes.
Patiin mo muna si Dave. Patiin mo muna.
Sige.
Okay
Dave, please, batiin mo ang mga gusto batiin.
Gusto kong batiin ang ating mga kapwa tenista natin, saka mga pamilya nila at alam mo, maulan these days. Sana'y ligtas kayong lahat at mga tuloy ang buhay kahit na may nagbabad siyang sakit, wala nang kailangan gawin kundi mag-ingat lang. Ayun, para magtuloy-tuloy tayo.
So, unang tanong ko, Dave, mauna na ako. No? Napakalaking tanong. Hindi ko alam paano masasagutin ito ng maikli. No? Kumusta ba ang pelikulang Pilipino ngayon?
Kailangan ng tulong ng pelikulang Pilipino ngayon. Dahil marami tayong kinakaharap na mga struggles o mga challenges na wala noon. Kasi noon pa man, bago pa man magka-pandemic, talagang nagkakaroon na ng decline sa panonood ng pelikula. Basically, yon ang unang naging problema. No?
Panonood ng pelikula o panonood ng pelikulang Pilipino? Or both?
Sa sinihan.
Both. Both. Panonood ng pelikula sa sinihan at panonood ng pelikulang Pilipino. Now, maraming mag-argue, maraming makipagtalo na dahil to sa video streaming, no? Na hindi mo naman masabi na nakasama ang pagdating ng video streaming. Kasi kailangan pa rin ng content sa video streaming. Ang isang naapektuhan niya, so dalawa yung naging, ano yan, di ba? To your point, Jovi, dalawa yung naging problema. One is, wala na masyado nanonood ng mga pelikula sa cinema. So, yung cinema industry natin as we know it, nag-decline ang kita nila. And the other thing is, pelikulang Pilipino. No? Ano na nangyari? There was a time na, at naabutan ko pa to in the 80s, in the 70s, ang mga pelikulang Pilipino, mas marami kesa sa foreign films na pinapalabas sa cinema. Kasi nga, mas malakas kumita. Mga films nila, ano yan? Nila Christopher De Leon, nila Vilma Santos, yung mga Regal films, mga Viva films, napakalalakas kumita. Napakagandang mga pelikula, napakagagaling ng mga filmmakers sa direktor. Ano nangyari? So ang nagbago lang naman since the 80s was internet. So what happened was mas naging available sa mga computers at mobile devices. So nagkaroon ng ibang platform. Kaya nagkaroon ng ibang option yung mga ibang tao. Mga options na mas accessible sa kanila, mas mura. Magkano ng ticket ng ano ngayon? Ng sinihan?
Natubas ng isang buwang ano.
Magkano lang ang Netflix subscription? No? But like again, I'm not saying na streaming or Netflix ang problema, ang naging fault kasi technology yan. You can't stop technology. No? Kailangan ng tao yan. Nag-iiba ang buhay.
So ang siguro make it personal muna ang tanong natin ano. So is that the reason why you're in the FDCP or we knew you from you were a photographer before, di ba? Theater and photography, then you went into film. So parang meron pa ding kate no na lumikha ng film kasi parang siyempre, di ba, Sir Ron, mukhang imposible naman na papanoorin natin. Puro K-drama lang at saka at ano pa ba itong mga pinapanood ng mga kabataan natin ngayon, kahit hindi kabataan, di ba? Para kailangan talaga maging malikhain, gumawa tayo ng sarili nating sine. So kahit you may decline, is that the reason why you're in FDCP, David or Dave? Or?
Well, that's one of the reasons. It's mostly because inclination ko na lang talaga since college, no? Com arts major ako. And like nabanggit ni Ron, si Father Nick Cruz at si Marilu Diaz-Abaya na mga naging guru ko na imprint nila sa akin yung love for cinema. And I could not remember a year na hindi ako siguro nakakatatlo, apat na sine ako in a week. In a week.
Mura pa dun eh. Yun yata yung 50 pesos.
Yeah.
Hindi, kahit mahal. Kahit mahal.
Saka pa nanonood.
Bahagi yan ng agenda mo sa linggo, manood ng sine at least. Para kasama yan sa agenda ng pamilya. Kasi hindi kompleto yung buong linggo. I remember, bago pa nagkaroon ng malls, talagang may cinema na cinema house lang talagang purpose. So imagine, ibig sabihin, bahagi talaga siya ng routine ng tao to have its own building. Pero ngayon, parang nawala na rin yung mga yon at palagi nasa mall. Wala namang problema. Linawin ko lang, Dave, yung sinasabi mo kanina. Hindi natin totally sinisisi yung Netflix kasi dito sa decline na ito. So, ano yung sinisisi natin? Ibig ko lang sabihin, kasi instantly yun ang pwede mong isipin, di ba? Kaya wala nakakita na sinihan. Sorry.
Yeah, Ron.
Well,
okay lang yan.
Masisisi? Wala siguro masisisi because it's human nature. Whatever is convenient, whatever gives you more options,
yeah,
whatever gives you less cost, mas mura, mas madali, mas maginhawa. No?
But that is the answer dun sa bakit nag-decline ng pelikula o panonood ng pelikula, no? Pero yung sagot sa bakit nag-decline yung panonood ng pelikulang Pilipino, Yung Pilipino mismo.
Oo nga.
Why?
Alam mo ako, lagi ako nanonood ng pelikulang Pilipino kasi nga, form of ano ko na din yun. Kasi imbis na puro filo lang ginagawa ko, nanonood ako ng mga pelikulang Pilipino. Pero nag-decline pala. Kasi nakakatuwa talaga manood. Kasama mo yung mga tao lagi dun sa sinehan. Nag-decline.
Nag-decline. That is something debatable, ano? Kasi, okay. Sasabihin ko sana, okay, mga pinakamas pinanunood ngayon, mga Korean novelas, K-dramas, saka mga superhero films. Okay.
Yeah.
Superhero films, heavy in special effects, mahal yan.
Yeah.
That's expensive technology. Okay. Sa ano, di ba? Ang K-drama naman, it's storytelling, magaganda mga tao, alam mo yon, which is not to say na hindi natin kaya yung dalawang yan. And that's actually where the problem is. Baka hindi natin ginagawa. Hindi natin baka lang there's a part of us that got stuck to the old way of doing things, the old formulas, na hindi na nai-excite ang mga audience sa mga ginagawa natin. So, ganun eh. Case in point, manood ka ngayon ng isang today, magpalabas ka sa sinihan ng Avengers, tatauhin yan.
Kahit nung ano,
At
di ba?
least-
Nung pandemic.
at
Yung
least
nagsimula
50%.
na ulit.
Ay, punong-puno.
Oo.
Meron, Doctor Strange was in all the cinemas for
Yeah.
4 weeks straight.
Si Thor, di ba?
Naalala ko yung Avengers Endgame,
Oo.
dahil mahabang pelikula siya, meron na siyang palabas hanggang 2 a.m. Di ba? Kasi nga, dahil mahaba siya, at lahat nakapila sa 2 a.m. show. Marami.
Ngayon, 2 weeks ago, may nag-premiere na isang major studio ng isang major film with 2 major stars.
Filipino?
Wala pa sa daliri yung wala pa sa daliri natin kung sino yung mga nanonood ng film na yon. So it's it's because it's a Filipino film.
Major stars sa tuloy mo, Jovi.
No? So
Yeah.
nakakalungkot yon kasi maganda yung film. Magagaling yung mga artista. Maganda yung storya. So, di ba, what happened? Nagkaroon siya ng, hindi ko alam, kasi hindi naman pwedeng sabihin na, ang ganda ng storya ng, ng K-dramas, ng Korean novelas. Kasi, hindi naman we have the same stories. We have the same potential. Ang dami rin story ang Pilipino na magaganda, di ba? And in fact, you bring a Filipino film abroad, mas marami pa nanonood kaysa mga Filipino films dito. So there's something wrong maybe with the way we are packaging our films, maybe with the way we are promoting our films.
So,
yeah.
So Dave, so you may premiere major star. I don't want to ask who the major star is. So how dire is it? Gaano ba, para kasing kanina nag-usap kami ni Ron, parang iba yung nasagap niya na balita. So na hindi naman naapektuhan gaano ang pelikula.
Ang pandemic.
Yeah.
Naalala ko, the industry of the film proceeded more easily. Kahit na mahirap nung pandemic, more than theater, more than the other industries. No? May bubble, parang dun ko narinig yan eh. Kumbaga, unang nag-take off despite the pandemic, yung film natin take off para mag-operationalize, hindi mag-succeed. Hindi ko alam kung mag-succeed, no? Mag-operationalize. Pero kumbaga, kahit na malaking group yun ng mga tao, parang nakahanap sila ng paraan para magpatuloy despite
organize.
Pag-organize siya.
Yeah, some of those films were shot via Zoom.
Yeah.
Some of those films were shot via online platforms.
Yeah.
And in the style of the online platforms, no? So they capitalized on the situation, They were given lemons, they made lemonade.
Yeah.
So ingenuity ng Pilipino yon. Elsewhere in the world, Korea is also doing it, Thailand is also doing it, France is still doing it. Ah, kaya lang, limited yung magagawa mo kasi na may
Yeah.
pandemic, no? Alam mo naman yung mga naging restrictions natin dito dahil takot tayo syempre kumalat yung epidemya, naging masyado tayong maingat. That's okay, no? Kung ang ibig sabihin naman nun na masasagip yung buhay natin, no? Pero wala tayong pwedeng sisihin doon. Yun ang naging isa sa mga effect niya. Ngayon, nagtuloy yung iba sa pelikula because, I guess mas madaling kontrolin sa isang lock-in set ang isang television production with 2 or 3 characters as opposed to a play, as opposed to a theater play na merong actors, merong backstage hands na laging nag-uusap, no? Na hindi pwedeng hindi nag-uusap. So, yun siguro ang reason, no? Even and there are many creatives, film creatives who wrote and wrote and wrote, designers designed, they kept working, no? So nung nag-relax na yung pandemic, yung restrictions, saka sila nagsimulang magtrabaho ulit. Kaya madaling na-activate, na-reactivate yung film industry in a way.
Maraming pwedeng sabihin kasi nga nung pandemic, ang talaga nag-ano sa tao yung panonood nila ng pelikula sa bahay, di ba?
Oo, saka yun pa, di ba? Naging kasama nila sa bahay, pelikula. Storya, TV shows, teleserye. Wala silang choice. Naging captive audience sila bigla. So, a lot of people saw it as an opportunity. O, gawin natin. Maganda naman.
Itong pagbaba ng pagtangkilik sa mga films ay parang medyo worldwide naman eh. Kaya mas interesado ako dun sa Philippine FDCP, Film Development Council of the Philippines, the P in the FDCP. Mayroon yung peculiar sa Pilipinas. Bakit mas pinapanood ng Avengers or Korean at hindi yung sinasabi mo, Dave, na baka packaging kasi meron naman tayong same potential. May hula ako. Please correct me if I'm wrong and I'd like to be corrected kung wrong na ako. Hindi rin kaya history. Ibig sabihin, by history, I mean, the recent history, you mentioned 70s and 80s, pero nung mga 90s na rin at early 2000, may hindi ba marami ring nangyaring nakaka-turn off about it? At baka mamaya, yun ang, halimbawa ko, I am a parent now. So, I am asking my kids to, gawin mo itong larong to, masaya yan. So, and I'd like to present to them, ito, basahin mo ito, maganda yan. But somehow, kung hindi ako sold doon sa isang bagay na ako mismo ay naka-appreciate, hindi ko rin irereto sa mga anak ko. What I'm trying to say here is, hindi ba may uphill battle ngayon ng Pilipinas to redeem itself from possibly the recent, hindi man recent, whatever, anumang age yun, na parang naging in a way pabaya at naging sampu-sampera at naging baka mali ako, hula ko lang yan. I agree with you na packaging ang problem, baka meron ibang but meron din kasi...
Ang tinatanong mo ba, Ron, parang may mga natabangan yung mga...
Oo. Hindi rin ba kaya may natabangan yan? Kasi I remember yung mga sinasabi natin, yung mga sina Peke Galyaga, yung mga lahat, may mga ganda yan. Pero for a while, naalala ko, may time din ng buhay ko na natatawa na tayo sa ilang efforts ng ilang mga film at bigla doon na nagsimula na nung wala pang internet lumipat-lipat ka na manonood ng sine, ayaw mo nang manood ng ganito. So, for example, natuwa ka sa Shake, Rattle, and Roll na ganito, parang at a certain moment, di ka na natutuwa. So, parang yun lang. So, tinapon ko lang yon for you to comment on, Dave, na meron din bang, in a way, quote-unquote kasalanan. Sabi na kasi walang masisisi, no? Meron din bang kasalanan yung hindi particular na tao, no? Kundi isang trend na ang hirap tuloy ibangon ulit ngayon?
Formulas. Hindi na siguro we latched on a formula that didn't really work or masyado natin pinagod ang isang formula, no? Na parang isang teleseryeng 7 years na pero hindi pa rin namamatay yung bida. Alam niyo yun? Ganun eh. Nagsasawa ang tao eh. So, tama kayo. May ganung factor. May ganung factor na wala ring option. And nung nagkaroon ng internet, dumami ang option.
Yun, tapos yan,
Oo.
lagot kayo. Parang gano'n.
Kasi ngayon, pwede kang manood ng Pakistani film. Pwede kang manood ng
Hmm.
Egyptian film.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So nung naging competitive na, lagot na yung mga quote-unquote nagpabaya sa pagsulong ng pelikula ng Pilipino na nahuli, naunahan, di ba? Oh.
Pero merong time, 'di ba? Katulad yung mahina talaga ako sa mga pamagat ng pelikula. Yung mga pelikula ni Dave, yung mga pelikula na sa set sa Greece, sa Hong Kong. Hanggang yung isang pelikula ni Ann Curtis tungkol sa drug Beybeh. I think Beybeh. Those are very impressive
Very impressive film, yeah.
films.
It comes and dumarating tayo. Siguro, I mean, depende syempre sa masasabi mong taste ng tao, no? We have come up with really good films. Every year, meron naman. Pero what I'm saying is films na pinanonood ng maraming tao, iba rin yun sa really good films.
Yeah, tama.
There are really good films, artistic.
Yung
excellent.
mga really good films, Dave, meron pa bang audience yon? Yung OJT, yung I think the last one I saw was Bypass na talagang I thought was really impressive. Yun yata yung talagang kasi that was before and that was also in the time of the third.
Pandemic time ginawa yung On the Job, The Missing 8. Pandemic time ginawa.
Yeah.
And
Kaya ngayon ang sinasabi ko yung mga impressive na films na yan ay in a way nagdurusa kasi nga merong stigma yung ibang manonood na hindi ma-trust. Kasi pag pinanood mo, there was a MMFF season na puro alternative na pelikula ang pinalabas. Alternative, siyempre, I use it loosely, no? Hindi technically, no? Parang yan yung panahon na merong ang nanalo yung documentary tungkol sa
Sunday Beauty Queen.
Sunday Beauty Queen at lahat. Nandun lahat. Tapos, nung nanood kami, dahil kumbaga captive audience somehow, kasi wala mapuntahan yung yun ang papanoorin ng lahat, then, hindi kasing, yung iba hindi nanood, no? At pinintasan din yun. Kasi, escapism daw. Pero yung mga natuwa talaga doon, ay natuwa din. So, kumbaga, it somehow redeemed itself for those who are criticizing the formula. Kasi ang dami natin nakita doon. Tapos bumalik na naman tayo sa dati. But then again, hindi rin masyadong kumita yung mga yan. So, ang hirap ng kalaban ng pelikulang Pilipino, Dave. Parang, paano ba?
I think this MMFF this year will be that litmus test kasi wala nang pandemic. Dapat bumalik na kayo sa sinihan kung talagang gusto nyo. Tingnan natin. Pag kumita ngayon, yung mga formula films, no? The same people will be there, expectedly. Kilala nyo kung sino yung mga yon. The same stars will be there. And they will have the same formula, the same stories. Tingnan natin ngayon, no? Sana bumalik ang mga tao sa cinemas. Kung yun ang hinahanap nila, then it's easy to deduce, they miss the formulas, no? But then again, even this year's alam na nila na the Filipino audience is more discriminating now. No? Kahit itong mga stars na to na sinasabi ko, kahit itong mga productions na to, I'm sure there will be something different, there will be something better. No? Kasi alam na nila 'yon. Same formula maybe, pero may inayos na sila para mas okay, para mas maganda. No, sana lang bumalik ang tao sa sinihan. Kasi pag hindi pa, ang hirap na sabihin. I mean, it must be
you had a festival lately, no? Your office, FDC. But and that was one of the reasons I contacted you. What was the event last month?
Yes, we had 3 days of paying homage to the 3 national artists for film, Nora Honor, Ricky Lee, and Marilu Diaz-Abaya. That's why for Pista ng Pelikulang Pilipino, normally mga all new films 'yon. Pero dahil walang masyadong natapos na films this year, no, because kagagaling lang from pandemic and all that, we decided to just screen classics, beautiful classics, no? So for Nora Honor, we screened Atsay, the newly restored Atsay, and Tatlong Taong Walang Diyos. For Ricky Lee, we screened Kain at Abel, no? It's a classic film that's traveled the world, no? Na napakaganda, at Gumapang Ka sa Lusak, award-winning din yon. And for Marilu de Sabaya, we screened Brutal and Karnal, no? Tapos that takes care of the classics, no? For the future, for the new generation of filmmakers naman, we had the Cine Kabataan Short Film Festival and the Cine Isla Luz Biminda Short Film Festival. So that's 20 new short films from the future filmmakers of this country, no? So Fast and Future, yun ang in-highlight namin this year and during the
Iba pa ba yan sa Quezon City Film Festival?
Yes, bapa sa Q Cinema. Q Cinema is coming up in November, and we are partnering with them for the International Film Industry Conference, which is part of film development.
Yeah.
Yung International Film Industry Conference.
Film Development Council of the Philippines. What are your plans for development?
Okay. Well, development, no, natanong na rin lang, is for us, no, with the new leadership of Chairman Tirso Cruz III, who just assumed his position in July. He'd like to say that there are three areas of focus for his administration. The first one is film development. Okay, ano yung film development? Basically, it's enabling and equipping filmmakers and producers so that they can create excellent films. So what is this? These are grants, no, financial assistance, grants for travel so that they can market their films outside. These are grants for production, no, so they can finish their films. They could have more latitude in making very good films. Yun ang development, film development. So basically, straight assistance to the filmmaker or the producer. Number two is education. So meron siyang hardline with upskilling and capacity building, no, of the screenwriter, of the director, of the cinematographer, no, lightmen and audiomen, no. He foresees that Filipino artists and technicians will be very much in demand sometime very soon, and he wants we want them to be ready, no, for that eventuality, so that of course we will turn up better films, better sounding films, better looking films in terms of production design. The third thing is archive. No, we have begun strengthening the Philippine Film Archive in the last 6 years, dito sa FDCP. So we have been steadily doing work, restoring films, collecting old films, restoring them, preserving them, digitizing them, so that they can be preserved, no, as non-tangible history. Ito yung mga heritage films that, of course, that speaks a lot about who we are as a culture, di ba? Yung experience na, for example, makikita mo yung Rizal Avenue nung wala pang LRT, makikita mo sa films yan. Ano itsura ng Luneta noong 1950s, makikita mo sa films yan, no? And they're moving pictures with sound. So it's really it's distilling history, no, and the archive is very important to us in that manner. So yan ang basically ginagawa ng Film Development Council of the Philippines: film development, education, and film archiving. Yun ang focus namin.
That's very very clearly said, but tanongin kita, Dave, ng almost disrespectful na tanong na almost naman hindi disrespectful talaga. Naintindihan ko yung archiving, no? Malinaw sa akin yun. Pero yung unang dalawa, which is parang yung grants at saka yung education, film. Ito bang film ay isa pang worthwhile na frontier pa ba siya? Ibig ko lang sabihin, ba't hindi, di ba, agriculture? Sabi ko nga, almost disrespectful tong tanong na ito, but I really want to, bakit tayo may Film Development Council of the Philippines? Dahil nakikita ba natin na yung film ay meron talaga siyang pwede talagang magawa sa bayan o sa kultura at lahat. Bakit hindi agriculture, but hindi IT, but hindi nursing? Hindi ko alam. But the thing, you get my question, no? Bakit film? Bakit film? Is it a frontier that is worthwhile, especially at these times? Baka mamaya, bakit yan pa? Bakit hindi na lang sa iba? Parang gano'n. So, what's your answer?
Oh, that's not disrespectful at all. It's just being curious, ano. And you might be surprised that we are one of the smallest government offices. We have one of the smallest budgets in the whole government.
Ano na yung education at grants? Saan nyo kukunin yan sa mga doon?
Again, one of the smallest, one of the, pero marami kaming ginagawa. Okay? Kasi maraming pwedeng gawin. Film is communication, Ron.
Yeah.
Cinema has been used through history.
Yeah.
In I don't know, in disseminating information, of course.
Yeah.
In perpetuating regimes, it's in changing people's mindsets, in changing opinion, in stirring opinions. That's how powerful film is. Who holds the lenses? Who holds the reins? Holds the power.
Yeah.
Because when you're in a dark room, fixated on a screen or in your living room, there's nothing else you can do but listen and watch. And when you listen and watch, di mas selective yan. You get everything.
Yeah.
So that's the power of film. Why people still spend on a Film Development Council? That's why. And, are we going to use it for the development of the nation? Of course. Why not? Are we going to use it for, to further causes like climate change or anti-piracy? Of course. No? Are we going to use it for education and, enlightenment? Like in provinces na walang internet, pwede ka magdala ng film doon, pwede lang panoorin? Of course. That's why film is important. And that's why what we do in Film Development Council with very limited funds is very important.
Thank you, Dave. It's a very clear illustration of the power of film. No? But walang bat. Ang sinasabi ko lang, because of that power, yung kabilang direction is also very possible. Like the power to misinform, to disinform, may ganun din, di ba? So, sa larangan yun naman ng, I don't know how you call it, values or ethics. Kumusta? Meron bang gagawin doon ng Film Development Council of the Philippines? Sa larangan yun, alam ko sa aptitude, sa skills, marami, no? But in that, alam ko, maraming institution ngayon, ang kanilang main direction ay battling misinformation, disinformation, kunyari ganyan. So, paano naman papasok sa mga ganun? Kasi it's equally powerful to do something.
Curious lang. Gusto ko lang tanongin, yung made in Malacanang, hindi yun FDCP?
No.
Private yun, private. Gano ba yun? Private.
FDCP does not produce.
You don't produce.
Don't produce. We just...
Thank you for asking that, Joey. Nalito tuloy ko. So FDCP is like... if you will illustrate it, kung nandito yung films, nasa ng FDCP, nasa loob, nasa ibabaw, nasa gilid, ano ba? Parang, how does that?
Nasa ibabaw.
Nasa ibabaw, yeah.
Say that. Kasi, actually, we are very fortunate because we don't live in that age anymore na restricted kami kung anong susuportahan naming film. Or kung meron kaming iniiwasan suportahan or ano. Wala kaming ganon. It has been like that for the past 6 years with the former chair's administration. It's like that too. No, parang it's cinema is both art and business. At saka alam mong mamamatayan pag pinakialaman ng basta-basta. And I guess we're lucky, we're fortunate because we're in a country that still respects that distance. that still respects that autonomy. So hindi namin right now, hindi namin problema. Hindi namin problema 'yan. If it's a good film, we support it. If it's not a very good film, we let them know. We let them know by withholding
How do you let them know? How do you let them know, Dave?
Because wag na.
Ano yun lang, yung initial question ko na lang, how do you come in the ethics part naman? Alam ko dun sa theoretical.
Tama ba yung ano daw yung title ng Palmagat ngayon? Yung Father Ontiveros side of
What is the Father Ontiveros side of the film na walang sinimang nabubuhay para sa sarili lamang. So meron ba kayong yung FDCP particularly, no? Paano kayo nangangalabit? Paano kayo nagsasabi?
Kasi alam ko si Pete, ano siya, 'di ba? Born again siya, 'di ba? Meron siyang very
Christian.
Part of charismatic yan.
Well, maganda 'yon, no? Na meron kaming chairman na ganyan and talagang intact ng ano niya, and ang morals niya sa ethics niya since July. We've been very happy with the way he's been conducting work and business here in the agency. Now, ang ethics ng mga sinusuportahan namin pelikula kasi hindi siya I don't know. I don't think there's an ethical consideration. Pero syempre merong mga bounds, no? I mean, there are things that we cannot just you can say na merong ethics at work, pero this is not in our guidelines. This is not in a MOA. Of course, pornography we cannot support, although in some cultures that's relative. Di ba? It's you have a responsibility, no? We are a council, no? We are not just one or two sets of people. The Film Development Council is composed of the different departments of government. We have DPI, we have DepEd with us, we have the League of Cities, we have the Department of Tourism. No, so these other departments, these other board of trustee members, they're also responsible in the same way, no, for what we put out in terms of assistance for whom we support, no. So it's not just a small group of people, and there's always a consensus. There's always consultation ongoing, no. So hindi na basta-basta na-judge ang isang pelikula na supportahan ko to kasi gusto ko to or friend ko yung director. Hindi namin gagawin yun, we have to keep in mind that this is council, this is a council, and everyone has to be listened to. So, some of these council members, I'm not saying not all, may ethics na gumagana, syempre. So, we're not really worried if, magiging issue yun for us. But just to clarify, hindi namin, we believe in artistic freedom, we believe in expression, no? Art is art. It could be gory, it could be quiet, it could be bombastic, no? But I guess at some point in there, kung sino man yung mga nag-judge kung anong pelikula o hindi ang supportan, siguro nakikick in yung ethics ng konti. But it's not the end all and be all.
So siguro ang din will be yung kasi dahil merong history yung FDCP and then what it wants. Maybe yun na lang din, where do you want to bring it? That ikaw bilang si Dave, executive director, like what will be the goal? Is the goal ano yung goal mo for your office?
Well, my goal will be the same as Chair Tirso's goal and the goal of the entire council, which is to bring back cinemas, bring back the audience into the cinemas, and bring back the Filipinos.
Yeah.
Loving
Filipino films. Pag siguro philosophical din yan. At the back of my mind, meron din itong bahagi na kailangan pag-isipan, pag-usapan sa classroom, kung hindi man ng mga klase sa filosofiya, klase sa klase sa literature. Parang there is something lost kapag nando ka lang sa nanonood ka with your cellphone or parang di ka nakakaduling yun. Pinapanood ko na 2 oras.
So talaga, iba yung
I mean,
experience na nasa
am I
cinema
being
ka.
too old?
No, alam mo, countries all over the world are also struggling with it, no?
Oh.
And we found about this. Ang Italy, they're a lot better. 50% na ang bumabalik sa sinehan. Sa France, it's not so good. It's 30 to 35.
Wow, that is sad because
Matagal
that's
pa.
part of French culture.
Yeah, di ba? A film-loving country like France.
Yeah. Hmm.
No? Hindi mo kasi pwedeng isisihin ang Netflix eh. Kasi, well, for example, the experience of being in a cinema, laughing together, eating together while watching something, sabay-sabay kayong miiyak, sabay-sabay kayong tas kwentuhan kayo paglabas ng sinehan, that's a totally different experience.
Yeah, it's just a different experience. And
Linawin ko lang, alam ko nasa bayang tayo ng ating program, pero linawin ko lang, Dave, so yung tinutukoy yung film ay yung film na pinapalabas sa sinehan. So yung film na nakikita namin sa Netflix, that's not part of your jurisdiction or your concern?
It is. It is.
But also, so
yeah, because content din yun.
So if the pursuit is to enliven the cinema culture, doesn't that also
contradict?
Contradict the other channels? Pun intended.
Kasi ganito
platforms,
rather than try and control audience behavior, we just want to give them better options. No? I mean, we have cinemas that are still existing na gusto naming buhayin, no? Because these are people who have invested in nicer seats, better audio, and all that.
Iba na nga manood ng sine ngayon, di ba? Parang nasa bahay ka na din.
Ang ganda na ng mga sinihan. Maniwala ka. No, yung ibang mga sinihan, you can order beer, you can order wine. There's even a butler that comes out and you push a button. No? So, iba na ang sinihan ngayon. And that's because they're trying to attract back yung mga taong namimiss yung experience na yon. No? Sadly, yung mga kabataan na inabot ng streaming and all that, I don't know. Hindi ko alam kung paano sila mapapabalik sa sinihan, no? Pero yung mga generations namin, for instance, na from the 70s and the 80s and 90s na nakapanood ng sine, alam nila we know what we're missing eh. No? So I would spend 300 pesos just to get that experience again. But having said that, we wish na medyo bumaba ang presyo ng ticket sa cinema. Kasi that's one big factor. Kaya hindi bumabalik sa cinema.
Siyempre, mamamasahe ka pa, kakain ka pa.
Mahal ng
Hindi po na yun, kapatid.
Yeah. And how do you fix that? Policy. Congress and Senate can fix that. Access.
Kasama yun sa mandate ng FDCP?
Mandate ng FDCP is to recommend policy. We cannot change laws. We cannot dictate laws, no, on laws, and we're not regulatory, no. So hindi namin mapupulis or whatever, no. All we can do is suggest and recommend, and set examples and
from a social point of view, talaga namang may right ka naman talaga manood ng sine sa loob ng kwarto mo, sa loob ng banyo.
Yes.
Kumbaga yung social gathering, yung pagtitipon ng mga tao, parang mayroong kailangan tignan din doon. At least mula sa point of view ng isang guro ng filosofiya or kahit sa punto de vista nga din ng gobyerno, paano mo pagtitipon-tipunin yung mga tao.
Hindi nga pagtitipon-tipon yung key sa cinema. I don't think that is the philosophical. But pwedeng mali ako, no? Kasi diba sa cinema rin, ayaw mong maramdaman na may iba pa dyan. Parang ganun, kasi ayaw mo rin maingay siya, I think ang key talaga sa cinema ay yung ganung captive audience, yung buong mo ina-absorb. Yung wala
kasama yun, Ron.
Naka-mysterium tremendum sa'yo yung cinema. Hindi ka tulad pag sa bahay, pause, yung nasa akin ang power eh. Pero pag nasa cinema, ay pagpapaalipin talaga in a positive way.
Nagiging
Dun sa
bahagi ka
experience.
nga ng lipunan doon. Nagiging
Yeah.
kasama ka ng isang grupo ng tao.
Hindi nga grupo
Kasama
eh.
yun.
Yung mismong film, kahit isa ka lang doon, kahit mag-isa ka sa cinema, ang meron doon ay yung nasa film ka kaysa yung film ay nasa iyo. Di ba? Ngayon kasi yung film nasa iyo. Hawak mo, control. Ito yung nasa film ka, ikaw yung umano doon, ayaw mong matulog, ayaw mong malingat, ayaw mong magbanyo because I'm
Pero
not in
di
control.
ba, meron ding Dave, na bumababa na din yung revenue ng yung subscriptions ng streaming. So parang meron ding
That's a
bumaba?
technical problem. I think hindi bumaba yung subscriptions, kundi naghigpit ba sila or something? Di ba dati
parang yung projected nila, hindi rin nila na-hit itong mga streaming companies na ito. So there's really something going on in the film industry. So
I think it's wala naman tayong pwedeng gawin talaga but to keep getting better at our game eh. Kasi yung platforms hindi natin makokontrol yan eh. Hindi natin makokontrol yan. Technology we can't control eh. What we can control is quality. The quality of what we do. No? And of course quality takes money most of the time. It takes costs most of the time. Kaya doon pumapasok yung film development assistance namin.
Yep.
No? With a little bit more money, you can make the film better.
Sabi mo hindi kayo regulatory, nagre-recommend lang kayo at nagsasuggest. Anong mga, kahit na broad strokes lang, anong mga recommendations and suggestions sa mga that which you think would make a difference sa mga pursuits ng FDCP?
Well, yung mga recommendations na sinasabi ko, they're for policy, no? For instance, we are in the same breath na, of course, the Quezon City government, for instance, they waived the amusement tax para mas mura ang mga tickets ng mga sinihan sa Quezon City, no? And this is to encourage people to come back to the cinemas, no?
Yeah.
Just watch movies in the cinema again.
That's a wonderful
It's wonderful.
Policy.
So, that's an example.
Meron bang syudad sa Pilipinas na mas marami nanonood sa sinihan o?
Metro Manila, generally. All the cities in Metro Manila. All the cities in Metro Manila. Cebu is next. No, so ano din sila, basically saan merong infrastructure, no? Yung mga Cineplex, mga Omniplex sa malls, they make they used to make a lot of revenue with their cinemas. So, yun ang gusto nating ibalik. Gusto natin yun. Oo.
Kasi mga Pilipino mahilig naman talaga yung mag-piyesta,
Pero yun na nga, kung hintay nilang bumaba yung ticket ng sine, kung mahihintay nila, no? Because ayun that's one of the things that we would like to work for is for to have a win-win situation din naman, ano? Na hindi naman ma-hurt yung cinema owners, no? But at the same time, hindi rin masyadong burdened ang film producers, no? So we're trying to find that balance, and FDCP is part of that group that looks for solutions for these, no? That's why we're always in touch with the cinema owners and we're in touch with the producers, because this is a dance na we need to balance, and then we need to find solutions for, no? Para para makita natin kung ano yung pinakamagandang common ground for everybody.
Kami Dave, we're in the educational institution. Ako sa basic ed, sa college, no? At graduate school. O meron ka bang sayaw na gusto namin gawin para makatulong? Like kasi kami rin pwede magtanim ng attraction to the movies, lalo na Filipino movies, no? So minsan we will require them. Okay, kahit na asynchronous, may term na asynchronous, no? You watch this within this week. Well, I'm not going to give you any other homework, pero sana mapanood nyo at your own time itong film na ito na palabas ngayon sa mga cinemas. Kaya what do you think? Can we play in what role can we play in this in this whole, kasi syempre give or take, kung pag magaganda na nga, kami siguro yung unang kakatawag sa pansin, tatawagin ng pansin namin, ay ganda nito saka namin ihahain sa mga bata, no? Parang
Actually,
Tulad nung General Luna yata, no? Ganun nang nangyari noon.
maganda yung nangyari sa General Luna. Kasi they rallied the support of students and academicians and
Yes.
not just the people in the film industry.
Hanggang ang General Luna nga ang unang nakapunta sa Netflix.
Yes. At dyan kayo actually, this is why you're in the center of it all, Ron and Jovi, as educators.
We're always at the center.
Yeah.
Si Ron must.
Because the schools,
Yeah.
the students, and the sheer number of students there are and academicians, no, you can change things. No? These are the people na wala pang bad habits. They're fresh. They're still impressionable. We can still show them the light. No? And, okay, that's why we're trying to tap into that sector, that audience, because it's a powerful audience. Recently, we just came up with the Academic Film Society, which is a program that will mobilize the student filmmakers and everybody who is enthusiastic about film. And we're even providing we're designing a program where we can support thesis films of film students. No?
Wow.
So parang gusto namin sa maging NCCA NCAA sa UAAP ng
Maganda yan. Parang
basically we want to involve as many young people in this as possible because they're the future. They're the future filmmakers, they're future audiences. Diba?
Yeah.
So you give them.
Actually, they are the audience.
They are the audience now.
Pero totoo rin, kunyari sa high school, kung panood mo lang halimbawa Magnifico, kunyari Magnifico, kahit sa ITC, kahit hindi pa sa cinema, no? Yung insight lang, ang gaganda pala ng films ng Filipino, doon mo pwede yun makontrol yun and they will at their own volition watch and seek it. Kasi hindi naman agad na Netflix tong mga Filipino movies, di ba? So, hanapin talaga nila yan.
Yeah. Yun. We are planning a series of screenings next year. No? Wala pa yung program, inaayos pa lang. But what we would like to do is a student or somebody can watch a great Filipino film classic for just 50 pesos.
Nice.
Sana masimulan namin yon, and we want this to be monthly, no? A whole weekend of 10 films. Papalabas in commercial cinemas, not in kung saan lang. So it can accommodate a lot of people. And that's designed to jumpstart get them back into the cinemas. But they're still paying. No? So we don't want them to, kasi di ba, yung piracy, libre lang nila kukuha yung mga ganyan-ganyan. But we want them to be introduced to the cinematic experience all over again.
Correct.
But not being burdensome on their budget, no? So we're trying to start that by next year, and yun. On your
Siguro
part,
yun na nga, why is it that the market is not deciding the ticket price? Kasi kung bumababa na yung demand, edi dapat bumababa na din yung presyo.
may ganun alam mo, may time ang Korea 20 or 30 years ago na ganun din depressed yung film industry nila. Everything about the cultural aspects parang nag-decline, and then suddenly their government and their people, they just decided to come together. So guys, gagawa kami ng K-dramas, gagawa kami ng K-pop. Suportahan nyo. And I don't know how that happened, if it's a national consensus na biglaan na lang o meron silang campaign and all that. If they do,
Think Korea, think South Korea.
if they did, I would like to know what the secret to that is. No?
That's the si Top Definition knows that. Yung creative industry bill. So parang kailangan talaga ng magsimula ng conversation with academics, with bakit natin.
Yeah.
Tanong kita kanina, Dave, ano yung goal niyo sa FDCP? Ang gusto ko itanong ngayon, bakit ba? Parang ibig sabihin, yun ang goal sa FDCP because kung magkaroon tayo ng, anong pwede mangyari sa bansa kung magkaroon tayo ng very vibrant and robust movie-going public? Anong mangyayari sa bansa natin? Alam ko, economic siguro, pero ano pa? Anong mga potential?
Bago sagutin ni thank you kay Lenny Ann Verdadero. Nag-send siya ng stars.
Wow, thank you.
Kilala mo ba yun, Dave?
Salamat.
Yeah. So, kumbaga, anong pwedeng gawin sa atin as a nation kung maging isang very vibrant ang ating itong industriya nito? Di ba sa economics, pero ano ba?
Largely economic. Largely economic, but look what South Korea is enjoying now. As an image.
I know. But what is it enjoying now? It's like some dignity, right?
It's supremacy.
Yeah.
It's supremacy in the art of television and film. You know, it's parang alam mo.
And even music. Even music. Alam mo, you have a hit. You have a film like Parasite winning the Oscars. You know what that did for the other Korean films? You look at Netflix, you look at Amazon, look at all the half of their slate is Korean. Siyempre debatable yung ibang quality. But it's Korean eh. Diba? This is what it does. It paints an image. It promotes. It's not just dignity, no? It's supremacy. Tama nga, no?
It's supremacy. It's of course dahil doon they upkeep, no? The government gives them more support. The Ministry of Culture of Korea gives support to each film that is produced. Each. Walang hindi. Hindi ko alam kung kailan natin magagawa yon dito. Pero kasi nga, limited ang budget ng FDCP. But we know that more money means better films.
Yeah.
So we're also being syempre very prudent with how we use the money. So that's why may assessment system yan on how we pick who our grantees will be. But the goal has always been there to equip and enable, no? So that's what if we're able to do that, what Korea did, then we're Asians also, no? Marami din tayong storya, marami din magagaling na artists dito, marami din magagaling na businessmen.
At magaganda,
magaganda tayo. Magaganda tayo at makikisig, di ba? So, ibig sabihin, it's not impossible. Yun ang magagawa ng magandang film industry. No? It will chart our course in a way na, we will have the respect of the region. We will have the respect of cultural communities everywhere. And, the way we look at South Korea now and Korean novelas is the way they will look at Filipino novelas in the future.
Yeah, siguro kailangan lang talaga ng katulad ni Dave na nagkasusulong niyan, mga ideas ni Dave tungkol sa yung hindi siya takot sa sa technology.
Mga ideas ng council. Mga ideas ng council.
Ideas ng council.
It only works if it's a consensus. Maraming tao, maraming heads ang bumubuo ng mga desisyon namin dito. Kaya I think it's a good thing because, no one person or no one group of people naman has the monopoly of great ideas eh.
Yeah, but we're happy you're there kasi star maker ka, Dave. Dave.
Alam mo bang munti ko na launch si Ron Kapinding?
Ba't hindi?
Not too late. Diba, Ron?
Yeah, but I'm a star na at my own right eh. But,
actually, na yan dati, di ba? Si Jollibee.
Yeah, but even before that, Anyway, Dave, Anything else? Dun sa tanong na, kumusta ang industriya ng pelikula? Meron ka pa bang gusto sabihin?
Mukhang healthy naman siya kasi nga, di ba, ang ating kaibigan.
It's very promising. It's very promising and it's very exciting. Samantala, no? And we're happy na sa program namin na spotlight namin tong area to na hindi namin pinapansin initially.
Kasi dito lang siguro merong intelligent conversation na nagagawa.
Yeah, but the way it could form our country is really something very inspiring, di ba? Yun lang. So anything else? Dave, magpapaalam na tayo.
Sige. It will take all of us, every one of us, to fix this. So, pag inisip mo, hindi lang siya ganun kasimple na kailangan i-promote o kailangan i-convince.
Yeah.
Every single person, every single parent, every teacher, every priest will have to exert some effort in showing them why. No? I think that's how General Luna was marketed.
Yeah.
Kaya nanood sa kanya, no, they have to see the sense. They have to see the sense in what we're trying to do. And mahirap 'yon. Pero I think kung magtutulungan lahat ng tao, mangyayari.
Sige, tutulungan natin ang industriyang pelikula.
Ituloy natin ang kwento.
Salamat. Yeah, ang dami na. Maraming salamat, Dave, sa sabi nga namin sa show namin, pinapabigat namin yung magagaan at pinapagaan namin yung bigat. So, naramdaman namin ngayon yung bigat nitong pursuit ng pelikula. At mahalaga siya. There is a value to it, a large value to it. So maraming salamat sa iyo. Sana hindi ito huli. Ang dami pang pwede pag-usapan dito. Naku, wala na po yung oras. So sa ulitin, Dave, and sa mga nakikinig sa atin, salamat po sa pagsama sa amin.
More power!
More power
Thank you very
to
much.
DCP.
Sa inyong dalawa rin, at sampu na aming mga kasama sa Film Development Council of the Philippines at kay Chairman Tirso Cruz. The third. Sana po maasahan namin ang suporta ninyo lagi sa pelikulang Pilipino.
God bless kay Chairman Tirso Cruz. Salamat po.
Thank you.
Hanggang sa susunod na Lundagin Mo, Beybeh. Maraming salamat po sa inyo.
Lundagin Mo, Beybeh.
Bye-bye.
Meron? Ano nga ba ang meron? Paano nga bang mabuhay ng tapat sa meron? Don't you wish you can relive your philo classes? The terror teachers? The terrible oral exams? Or the even terrifying but liberating and life-changing aha moments? Lundagin mo, Beybeh! Here's your chance! Lundagin mo, Beybeh! Kasama ang mga pilosopong sina Jovi Miroy at Ron Capinding. Lundagin mo, Beybeh! Leaping upward, leaping forward. Lundagin mo, Beybeh! Leaping to greater heights, to greater wisdom, to greater magis. Lundag na, Ateneo! Radyo Katipunan. News, insights, inspiration. Radyo Katipunan. Down from the hill and down to the world. Radyo Katipunan. The voice of the Blue Eagle.